Hello again and welcome to Bluebird Forge. I'm Tom Lundquist, and today I want to do a little bit of a simple project that is good practice for beginners and ends up being one of the products that if you sell your works at craft fairs and demonstrations, you might make a lot of over the years. And this product is called an S-hook. There are many ways to do it. I make mine starting with 12 inches of 1/4 inch square bar, and that's about 6 millimeter if you're in a metric country. All right, first step I'm going to do is I'm going to heat one end of it for about 3 or 4 inches. So into the forge it goes. I like to use a little bit lighter hammer for this because it's such light stock, only 1/4 inch square. This is about a 20-ounce cross peen hammer. I'm going to start by drawing a point on the end of the bar stock. Once I have it drawn out, I'm going to place it just past the edge of the anvil and bend it until I get a curl that goes back to where the point actually touches the stock. Now, when I'm making these, I make a lot of them, so I made a jig. I place it in the jig and bend it around until it's just past 180 degrees of bend, and then I push it off. That gives me the same gap and the same curve every time I do one of these. You could also bend it around the horn of the anvil, and I'll see about doing that on the second bend. Don't forget to use tongs when you're holding the hot part. On the second heat, I'm going to draw my point as I did on the first one, and making sure that when I do my curl, the hook that I made before is hanging down, not sticking up or off to the side. Once I have my curl in there, I'm just going to take it to the horn of the anvil. Now if it were still red hot, I would want to curl that, or I would want to cool that curl a little bit so that it didn't get deformed. But I think it's cool enough now. I'm bending it around the horn of the anvil and trying to get the same curve that I get with my jig. Because I don't do this very often, it doesn't come out as even as it should perhaps, but here it is. Now I want to make sure that the hook is flat, so I lay it on top of the anvil, and if there's anything sticking up, I'm going to strike it there, make sure it's flat. This hook could be considered finished at this time. It's certainly functional, but to make it a little more decorative, I'm going to put a twist right in the middle of it. Now that I have my final heat, I'm going to clamp this in the vise so that the one curl is even with the edge of the vise jaw. And then I'm going to place my wrench even with the other curl and do a half and then a full twist, and eyeballing it straight down. When I can't see the point of that hook, that shows me that it's a full exact turn. I can tweak this just a little bit with the wrench, and now occasionally you'll get an unintentional bend in the steel when you're doing a twist. So in order to get that out, what I do is I place the stock in the vise on the diagonal. So I'm grabbing the corners and I grab the two opposite diagonals and press it. In this way, I don't hammer on the twist and ruin the effect of the corners. Now a little bit of wire brushing. And I can finish this with some beeswax. We just rub a little beeswax on there while it's still hot. Get a good coverage. You don't want to do this when it's still red, because sometimes the wax will burst into flame. Now at this point I can quench this in water, or I can wait for it to just cool naturally. And I think that this is cool enough I can wait for it to cool. So that concludes how to make an S-hook. Thank you very much for your attention. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll have some more projects in the future. See you next time.